Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's SeKo Starcraft back bringing you one of his amateur BS replays, and even more BS than usual actually. I just was playing a bit of ladder today. I was playing terrible ladder today. Am I on the right speed here? Hope I am. Anyways, I'm going to speed it up big me anyways. It's a Protoss versus a Protoss. Versus jinneeking up here in the top right. And this is probably one of the most retarded games I've played in a long time. But that's exciting though, right? It's exciting to play retarded games. Who needs standard play? I mean, you could be stupid and just play in the worst way possible. You can see I'm getting a gateway a little bit faster than usual. If it slows down a bit, it's because it's... so we'll see, I'm going for a bit of a 4 gate, just because it keeps me safe against everybody else with 4 gates, really. So I want to do is put pressure on. I might not win with it, just to give me the opportunity to kind of expand. We're going to see something really crazy here from jinneeking, and that is the super fast, super exciting, super unconventional hidden nexus. So important. Now, he hasn't seen my pylon. That's fine. Let's see if he scouts for it. Something tells me that he would. Nope. He's not seen that I've got a forward pylon. I'm chrono boosting out the cybernetics core, warp gate research, and down go the rest of my gateways. Oh, now he scouts it. He sees the forward pylon. He knows what's coming. He knows what's up. I attack him, and you'll see he's doing something. This is super unconventional. And while I was playing it, it made no sense to me. He was gonna go for a cannon wall off in PvP, and he's gonna send another probe to another base while he's hidden expanding in another. And this was really funky for me when I was playing it, because honestly it didn't seem like I was doing bad, but somehow he always just seemed to have money. He always seemed to have something in the bank. I don't have a lot of gas right now because I only took 1 gas. Out comes the Stalkers and the Zealots, and I'm ready to go try the front. We can see he's got he's got a lot at the front here. Now I did so much damage here, right? Like I killed all the sentries, I killed all the other units, only 1 stalker left. Like, okay, so the guy's cannon off the front. Really weird for me. More stalkers ready to go, no problem. Down here, probes ready, mining away. And chrono boosting those out. This is how it goes. And so I thought I'm in a really good spot. Like, oh, he hasn't expanded. I've got my expansion. I cancelled it for a moment because I actually wanted to get another round of stalkers and units. But my expansion will be going down here in a second. So I'm going to come in, try the front again, pick away a little bit of the cannons. I actually get a pretty good amount of damage in there. I was pretty happy with that. And at this whole time, I think I'm doing amazing, but if we look at the units-wise, he's got almost double the workers. His income is super higher than mine. He's going up into his robo, he's got gateways, he's got extra cannons down. So me trying to bust up to the front. Once again, I picked up all of his sentries, all of his stalkers. I'm like, wow, how is this guy affording all this stuff? This makes no sense to me. Pile of stalkers, expansion down, so I think I'm just ahead of the game right now. Like, if we look at my vision, cool, look, I've got an expansion. He's got nothing to his name, and I've killed everything that's come out of that base. So I've got to be awesome. If we look at his vision, he knows that I'm attacking him. He's got immortals in production, more gateways. The guy's doing awesome, and I have very seldom encountered the hidden expansion dude. He doesn't use his chrono boost that much, but he actually is way ahead of me right now when it comes to hunting. He's even killing off the destructible debris, just in case. And here I'm like, oh, he's gonna DT me. He's got to do something crazy to get out of this. I know it, so I'm gonna get down to cannon and be ready to be able to play defensive. This is so strange. Like, okay, well I know he's not expanding. I'll come up here, I'll just camp the expansion a little bit, and I'll be good to go. Sentries, stalkers, immortals. Kills off a pile of those. I'm like, okay, well now I can expand, but it's alright. I've already got my expansion down, so I'll be in good shape. This is like almost fully saturated. He's even got a cannon down here just for shits and giggles. It blew my mind. Like, my mind was vacating out of my skull. We get into a little bit of a let's not talk to each other a moment for a while in the game. He's got a huge supply lead, you can see. Doing a pretty good job on his upgrades. I can't afford a lot because I've just got my one base up and just saturating it. He's already got 2 saturated bases and a 3rd on the way here. I gotta try this sometime, just a sneaky expansion if it works out. Particularly in Protoss versus Protoss, where it's very unlikely you scout those other bases. Eat shit, Observer. Particularly in the early game, you don't really scout a lot of bases. There's not a reason to. Nobody really does that. It's too big of a risk. But we see that jinneeking here, he's got a plan. He knows what he's doing. And he is going to be moving into Mega Stargate Fleet Beacon craziness. For me, I saw that he went very high Immortal Century. So what I want to get down is Voidrays. Once again, I don't see all this other stuff he's doing. I didn't even see that he is going for Tempests yet. But I think I'm ahead of the game. Upgrades on the way, Chrono boosting the upgrades, mini gates, stalkers. What am I up? 0-1, he's got 1-1. And you would think that based on what I can see, that this would be a ridiculous amount that this guy can afford right now. So, I'll be going for my 3rd base, once again feeling like I'm ahead of the game. He is going to poke a little bit at this base. At the same time, he's expanding up here. All's good. More Stargates even. Why not? You can afford it. You're on 4 bases to my 2. Who knows, right? I'm sending in a Zealot. I just want to scout. I'm going to scout to see if he's got a 3rd, because once again, I still think I'm in the lead here. So, if we look at my vision, okay, I'm already up to my 3rd base. I know that he's just getting his 2nd started. What? Tempests? That was a pretty big army. I see a fleet beacon, I see starports. I'm mounting on my base, but it's alright. I've got a 3rd ready. He might have Tempests down, but I know he can't have a lot of stuff.
Mineral field depleted.
So, keep boosting out my upgrades. He's starting on his upgrades as well. He's making 4 Tempests at a time. And more Stargates. This is so funny, and you think, how could somebody afford this? Well, if you hide a few bases, you can afford a lot. But I'm up to my next base here, and I'm doing okay. It's not like you could go and DT this guy either. He can and everything he owns. Putting out an observer, just to see if he's got observers. Once again, I'm going to speed it up a little bit, because we're essentially in this leave each other alone. Though he could probably come across the map and just stomp me with this army that he has right now. That's ridiculous. I don't know why he's keeping this at home. It's actually, if you put it all together, probably would have just raffle stomped me. And you know, if you've got the money, it was just look at his bank. Why not get down a giant pile of cannons? Now he's gonna focus down my Nexus, and that sucks. Still getting more Voidrays out. I have another base being made in the bottom, so I'm not too desperate. My Voidrays are actually going to do really good work against these. 2 down, 3 down. Ooh, nope, didn't get that one. 4. I think I got about 5 of them there. Turned out alright. And these aren't massive units, so once again, they don't take that extra damage. Evened out the supply a little bit. That helped me out a lot. Voidrays do kind of counter Tempests in a weird way. And yeah, he's got enough cannons down here to kill most people. This base I still have no idea about. And he's got 5 Stargate Tempest happening behind this. And so now I realize that I'm behind. I don't know how far behind I am. I'm pretty sure I'm behind. We're both making more Stargates. He's going up to 7. I'm going up to 4. And I got my own fleet bacon down. Did a little drop down here. Like, oh, I'm going to deny expansions. I'm going to be so keen. He shot the hell out of my War Prism there. And that didn't do a whole lot. You can see he's got a sick, ridiculous bank. I'm just kind of getting by. And it's gas that I really need for these Voidrays. He was making 6 Tempests at a time right now. Mining, well, he's not mining too much up here, but it's not like I'm breaking anytime soon. And this space is actually getting close to mined out, and I have no idea that it's happening. And I think I'm so sneaky with my bases during this. And yeah, I'm not really that sneaky. Mass Voidrays, upgrades-wise, I'm actually doing pretty decent. Where is my upgrades tab? Upgrades. So, I've got better attack upgrades. I've got air armor. Double the air weapons. He does have shields. But slightly ahead on the upgrades. And that's actually going to be a really big deal for me. It's going to be very important. But now I'm maxed out. And I see if he's attacking this. This is like my dummy space. This is I'm going to let him attack this because it doesn't matter to me. And if all this Tempests are over here, I want to go after his production facilities. The economy doesn't matter as much to me now. I know this guy's going to have a sick bank. What actually matters to me right now is stopping his ability to make more Tempests. So Voidrays in, Zealots tanking damage, Stalkers in the back. And I'm actually blasting through his army really fast. This is what I gotta get after, is these Stargates. And once again, he can attack this stuff as much as he wants. It doesn't really matter to me. What I need to make sure is that if he gets back towards my Stargates, though, that I go and defend it. Because I can't really afford to replace it. And I'm making carriers. I can't remember the last time I've made carriers in a legitimate game. Did he make more Stargates? Oh, he did over here. That's why. Voidrays are really good when they're charged up, if you didn't know. They seem to do a lot of damage, from what I can see. So he's attacking more buildings that I don't really care about. Keep boosting out my upgrades. I'm up to a +3 here pretty quick. And he's not going to get any more air upgrades. I did kill a cybernetics core. And I noticed when I was trying to expand down here, these are my pylons. Like, oh, he's got another base. Ain't that something? So I killed everything I really need to. I'm not worried about going for a complete base trade. I just needed to kill his production. Now I'm going to return home and try to actually save this base before it gets to my production facilities. Happily for him, he will scout to my armies on his way over. And this Zealot's going to get so rolled. Like, just disintegrated at a level you've never seen. More workers moving over. He saw my army coming back, so he smartly saves his Tempests. But they're only essentially 1-1, whereas my units are 2-2. So my Voidray is going to do pretty darn good right now. You know? Extra damage versus armored, upgrades. Solid. And now I have carriers out on the map. And I can't remember the last time I've made carriers. It's so cool. And I'm going to cannon rush this base. I never realized it was mined out at the time. I thought this was going to be really cute to just cannon rush him at this stage. Lots of cannons. He's got the money to it. And I thought about that. At some point in this game, I'm like, you know what? Lots of cannons seems to make sense. But Tempest will just outrange that and kill it all anyways. So it's not really too big of a priority for me. You see I'm killing him to death with cannons. So once again, stupidest game ever, essentially. More carriers, more upgrades. Yeah, I'm even getting the shield upgrade over here. I mean, why not? I lost my Twilight Council, so I can't get the other ones just yet. But if we look at his supply, it's a bit lower. He's making more Voidrays and Tempests. I think he realized that my Voidrays were just killing face. But once again, his upgrades are going to be so much lower than mine that it's going to be really hard. I've got +3 weapons and +3 armor. About a third of the way done. Speed it up again. Once again, most retarded game ever. I actually was going to send these Zealots over here to try and kill this base. It's kind of weird. Carriers! Isn't this so cool, guys? When's the last time you saw somebody use carriers? Who are you? I'll talk to you later. So I expected him to have these bases over here. Like, he took all the other hidden bases. I figured at some point he was going to take, like, the actual bases. So I took a few pot shots in there, killed a few things. I'm just going to make more carriers. I lost all my Zealots over here. He's even got DTs out. Which is a good, smart choice. I never cared much about DTs because, I mean, why would I? And DTs can't shoot up, so it's not like I care that much, really. Battle cruisers wouldn't have anything. Carriers to the max. Carriers are also massive units, I'm pretty sure. Don't they count as massive? Pretty sure they count as massive. Whatever, so which means Tempest actually cut through carriers pretty fast. I just thought carriers would be cool. We can tell by how quickly this carrier dies. And we'll slow it down to slow-mo for the final battle. Yeah. That's how you do carriers. And air-only fighting. I was pretty proud of that. I was so happy with that game. And then he just leaves. That was, like I said, probably the stupidest game I've played in a long time. I don't think anything about that was standard in the slightest. Maybe the 4-gate I did was the most standard thing that happened in this entire game. So if you guys think this was one of the worst games ever, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be very interested to hear what you think. Regardless, I thought it was quite entertaining. Thanks everybody for tuning in. SeKo Starcraft, and we'll talk with you later.